Hi there, cadets. This is how to polish your parade boots. All right, let's get started. So you're gonna need your cloth, your polish, a toothbrush, which is optional, but if you have a spare one lying around that you don't need, I would suggest using it. Some water, and obviously your boots. All right, so first things first. First, this is how to apply a base coat to your boots. As you can see, these boots are not shiny at all. Well, they're a little shiny, but that's just because of the light. But again, not shiny. There's a texture to them. If we compare them to one of the shiny boots, not a lot of texture, very shiny. All right. So this is how you apply a base coat. All right. You take a decent amount of polish, right? And without any water, and then do tiny circles around the boot's toe and heel, but for ease of demonstration, and I will just be doing the toe. All right. So once that's completed, I want to go to the next one. All right. So next one. Right. You take the boot, take again a decent amount of polish. Oh my god. Sorry, my camera fell. And then stop that. So you take so once my camera starts to cooperate, you take a decent amount of polish on your rag or cloth, and then just do tiny circles again. You keep repeating this until you don't feel any texture with your bare finger on top of your boot. So like this. And then again, you just wait for it to dry and then apply the next layer of polish. This may take a while, so next week I would recommend polishing your boots with this method, and until you feel they're shiny enough to your liking. All right, again, just a decent amount of polish, and circle, and tiny circles. You can hear that texture, all right? That's what happens when you don't have a base coat. So you're just getting that polish into the cracks, into the texturing of it to leave it smooth. That way you can polish it. All right, and then next one. Again. Right, and then again. And just keep going until you have to let the base coat dry in between applying layers, or else you're just moving around polish. So you just take some polish and tiny circles around on the boot. Listen to that texture, or you don't want that. You don't want to hear that sound while you're polishing. So if you do, you don't have a base coat on your boot, and that's bad because the polish won't stay on there and leave a nice shiny coat. Right, so this will take a while, but once you no longer feel any texture or hear that sound, and while you're polishing, and you have a base coat. And once you have that base coat, you can actually start polishing. Right, so here are the pair of boots that do have a base coat. All right, so with this pair of boots, you will want to tie the rag around your finger, and then unlike the base coat, you're gonna just want to take a a little bit of polish, right, like that amount, and then just take a dab of water, and then go around the boot, with that polish and water, and then, oh, actually, this is a good opportunity to show it what I was talking about with that sound. You hear how there's like no sound coming from my boot? That's because it has a proper base coat and a proper coat of polish. Right, and then what I like to do is I take a little bit of water from my dish with a finger, and just then put that on top of that layer of polish I just did, and then just do circles around. That'll lock in the polish, I think. Not entirely sure why it turns out like so well, but it does, and that's what I do. So you do big circles to get that water all around, and tiny circles to make sure that it gets in there. Right? And then once you're done with one of your boots, you move on to the next one. Same process. So you just take a little bit of polish, dab it in some water, and then go around. Sorry, can you get that? Right. And then once I'm done with that, I'll take a little bit of water, bring it on top of the boot, and then I'll do big swipes with my rag just to get that water all around the boot, and then tiny circles. Then I usually do this for a lot longer, but time constraints on the video. And so I'll just do 2 rounds per boot, and then I'll show you how to smooth out that coat of polish. All right, so you take repeat however many times you can. Usually I'll do this in front of like a TV show, movie, YouTube video. Oh, well, so I can just mindlessly do this. Oh, and I'll show you what the toothbrush is for. So once you have that water on there, go in big, and then go in big circles, and then switch to tiny. And then that's our second coat of polish. That one's less coat of polish. Then we swap boots again. Repeat this process however many times you like. The more the better. The more patience you have, the better, and the general shine of your boot will look better. And just big circles to spread that water around. And then move to tiny circles just to get that water in there. And then you don't have to do this. It's just what I do. I breathe on my boot. After I've done that, with like a sound. A open mouth will let you do that. That'll produce a hot breath, and that'll just evaporate any water on there if you have small enough droplets. And then after you've done that, you just take your rag, not tightly at all on your finger, and then just do a little wipe over top of your boot, and then you shouldn't see any streak marks on there. They're in the reflection. right? And then, like, you can see streak marks on this one. I think, yeah, you can. And then you just go, and that'll even it out, and no more streak marks, right? So, this toothbrush, right? The toothbrush is to blacken your catwalks right here, and here, and here. Though here and here are much harder to get consistently black, but these, the threading right there, that you will want to blacken. Right, so you just take your toothbrush, and then dip it into the polish. Get a fair bit of polish on top of that toothbrush, and then I usually stick my hand in the boot like that, and then just go all the way around that boot. Right. So just go all the way around that boot on that threading with that polish, and once then it'll be blackened, and it looks amazing when it's blackened. Your boots will look awesome if you blacken them just like this. Right, and then on the other boot right here, do the same exact thing. Take a fair amount of polish on that toothbrush, like about that much, and then go all the way around the boot, all the way around with that polish on top of your toothbrush. Get all those threads. And I wouldn't be too concerned with the base of your boot, like this area, but if you have a toothbrush lying around, like I said, this is optional, but it will look better. Just, oh my god, there's a little bit of mud on my boot. No, how did I not notice that? Anyways, it's fine. And I fixed that. All right, and then yeah, just go all the way around with that polish on your toothbrush, and then bing bang boom, you have got a bing bang boom, you've got a polished boot. So do this consistently whenever you have time. Just take a few minutes, take 15 minutes to polish your boots like this, and you'll have really shiny boots in no time. But first, remember the base coat.